notes or whatever.
Okay, so the yellow and orange is still wet. I'm coming in with that same purple that we outlined, and I'm gonna bring down this purple, and this might have to be done in layers just because the red, how the red shows through. We'll see. We'll figure it out as we go. So I'm using just the tip of my brush. This is still in the number 5, and I'm just kind of dragging down in the same direction this purple color. So when I come into the pieces of each section, I'm putting a little bit less in, and I'm going to take the same number 8 that doesn't have any paint on it. I'm getting just a little bit of water, dabbing it off, and then I'm going to blend it in to these colors that are still wet, so that you don't see a hard line of where this purple begins. If you're having a hard time blending, you can try using more water, and you can also try putting a little bit more orange there just at the very top. So again, I have my clean brush that I get just a little wet. See right there, it was too wet and it picked up the color and showed too much red through. So then I have my brush here that has the purple on it, and I'll just go back through. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how it's looking where it connects, but I'm still not happy with the top, and would like that purple to be a little bit darker. It's doing the same thing it did on the other one. It's kind of just picking the color up a little.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the purple.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
But we can let it dry and put another layer on once it dries.
That's what I was just thinking. I think I might let my purple dry and come back and do another. I also feel like I got my, let's see, my purple a little bit wide for when I come back through with, so it'll end up outlined. So this is the red that I use. So I'm gonna get just a little bit more of it, and I'm gonna kind of clean up into this, which is really just gonna kind of blend. If I go with the red on top of the purple, it's gonna kind of blend where it was red, just so that purple isn't just such a harsh line. We'll come back at the end and add an outline of a blue. And so, and then I still have my clean number 8, slightly wet, and just at that line that it recreated, I'm just gonna blend that in. So I'm gonna do that on all the sections.
Don't poke yourself.
Mystikal's laughing at me because the way we have our camera set up is a little janky, and I about hit my head on our makeshift camera stand. Any other tips or pointers that you have?
No, I think you can kind of play around with it, and you can always layer your paints. You can always use water to pick it back up, if you a wet paper towel to pick it back up, or even a brush that you've wet and then dried off on your paper towel a little bit. So you can kind of play around with it, and no two are going to look exactly the same. Yours will not look exactly like ours. If we did another one, it would not look exactly like this one. So just kind of play around with it and get it how you like it. And you can see that's what Miss Morgan's doing. She's just kind of playing around. And if we've taught you how to make corrections on things, if a line is too harsh, we've taught you how to blend it. And so you have the techniques to be able to play around and get it the way that you want.
Also, just remember that your jellyfish may not be shaped like mine, and if it's not, just start from the middle of whatever shape you have, and just choose where you want your pieces and your sections to go, and just section it off that way. And if you have, I mean, you may even have one that's just one big section.
And if you did lots of little scallops at the bottom, I know I saw several that were that way. If you have lots of little scallops, then your sections will be much, much smaller.
Okay.
All right.